Welcome to Dance Mogul Magazine. We're here live with Creative Director to the Stars, Mr. Anthony Burrell.
What's going on, sir?
Thank you for taking the time. We're actually here live in LA at an actual casting audition, and Mr. Burrell is going to tell us what it's actually like for the dancers and what he actually looks for in dancers nowadays. Because dance is changing, but someone like yourself still appreciates the pure art form and actual dance. You don't really care about following and stuff. You actually care about the dancers. So tell us about this process.
So usually during the casting, what I look for in a dancer or an artist is that spark, that flair, that raw energy, that raw talent, something that could possibly be harbored into something really special. It's not necessarily, someone that's already discovered or someone that's already, has 1,000,002 followers on Instagram, but someone that has that natural desire and that natural love for dance that just radiate and that just, you just can't keep your eyes off of them.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so this audition, is it adults or is it just kids?
So the audition I'm having today is for Mariah Carey, Disneyland.
Okay.
She's doing a performance in Disney, and we're looking for male dancers, female dancers, and children.
Okay.
So I've already seen the male and the females. Now I'm waiting to see the children.
Okay. What do you look for within the children? Because clearly there's different levels of dance, but do you look for like the same qualities in adults and children?
I don't look for anything. I like to feel. Okay. I like to when I see. I like to feel chills. I like to get the chicken skin on my arms when I see someone dance and I see someone, move. Even if they do the wrong step, if it's not the right pocket, you can see it when it is in front of you. And I think that's what's important, is finding it. Bringing stars around Mariah that's going to make her shine brighter.
Understood. Now, you've been through the ranks as a dancer yourself, auditions and things like that. Nowadays, are dancers coming to these castings and auditions prepared as they should be? Do you see that?
At this time, no. I feel like dancers are still a little bit, like, they're digressing. People come to auditions still with their headshots not stapled to their resumes, and they don't even understand how important that is. We see hundreds of people at these castings, and if we just rush and put these headshots together, we want to be able to see these people's experience. And if your headshot's not stapled to your resume, that paper can get lost. And you'd be like, oh, you got the resume, but you don't have the picture, or vice versa. So it's like those little things that are just fine tuning with dancers and auditions are, it should be classes for it, and I feel like people don't have the right tools and information for auditions, what to wear, your headshot and resume. First you should know who you're auditioning for. Mm-hmm. Like, you should Google the choreographer, like, know the choreographer's background, so you have an idea of the style, have an idea of the artist you're dancing for. So it's like, I feel like they just come because it's a check, instead of being well informed before they step into the room.
Okay, so to be clear, the industry and creative directors like yourself, you guys still value the actual resume and headshot and things like that? Because a lot of times people like, oh, I got my digital stuff and my reel, and they're trying to move it to another direction, but you guys are still in the position, and you're saying that this is what's needed.
It's still a necessity. Headshots, resumes, reels are important, but that's just for when you're trying to position yourself and put yourself into a place or a job. For instance, maybe like if you're trying to teach, that's when a teaching reel will be necessary. If you're trying to audition or submit yourself from a different state, that's when a reel will be useful. But right now, it's not necessary. If I see you face to face, I would need a headshot and resume so I could put my marks on it, like, oh, she was good, girl with the purple tights, I want her, So it's definitely necessary.
Got you. So you have a lot on your plate with Mariah and just all the different things you're doing with your company, Breaking Barriers. What do you look forward in 2017 doing as far as balancing all of those things while still being a creative director yourself?
Well, I'm not only with Mariah. I'm creative director for Mariah and choreographer for Beyonce too for this whole year. And balancing those two women, Beyonce has stuff up until April of next year.
Wow.
And Mariah's schedule right now is insane. It's like it's just such a blessing to be able to have two great women like that in my life that respect me and understand my gifts to this dance world and enjoy having me around, so they don't have a problem with me working with one another. Because some women
Yes.
are egotistical. Oh, you can't work with her because you may give her all my tricks of the trade. It's not that way. They're two super huge superstars, icons, if you want to say, and they keep me busy, and they're going to continue to work. So as long as I'm able to balance the both, things should be amazing. 2017 is already jam-packed to the rafters.
I see that Mariah has a show coming up. Did you have a role in the show?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mariah World, which is premiering December 4th.
Okay.
I'm one of the leads on the docuseries. Caused a lot of drama, making a lot of people mad, but with my job, it comes with the territory. It's not about making friends. It's not about trying to be on everyone's good side or being chummy. I have a job to do. I have someone to answer to, and because I have such a huge responsibility in Mariah's camp. She all she does is step in.
Yeah.
So I have to help with the lights, help with the costumes, help create the choreography. It's just like it's her wardrobe is like it's never ending. It's never ending, and a lot of people think, oh, I'm a creative director, I'm a choreographer. It alludes to just doing steps, and that's not it. It's the whole entire creative vision. To how the fan blows her hair, what shoes she's wearing, what shoes the dancers are wearing, the background singers. It's the whole entity that's incorporated into creative direction.
I'm glad because that was going to be my next question to you. Can you just break it down? Because a lot of people are quick to place those labels upon themselves, and I just heard a conversation that you have, and that had nothing to really do with dance, but that's real business work that still falls into your lap. So can you kind of break it down a little bit more exactly what it means to be a creative director, not only to the dancers but to artists in the industry?
Oh, well, my position as a creative director, first, is primarily dealing with the artist, getting the artist's vision, and taking her vision and incorporating my 2 cents and putting my little hot sauce on it and making it flourish even more. So we start there with the artist, then we create a set list. From that set list, I visualize each and every song. If it has choreography, if it has props, if it's going to be content on the screen, I have to make a movie or a play out of a set list and create a visual that's seamless, that segues to one song to the next, and just make a play through, basically, so to speak, with a 20-song set list, with choreography, with props, set design, and it goes on and on and on, because it's like when you think your job is done, it's really not done. There's number of things that always pop up last minute, and you're just like, oh, do we want the photographers in the audience, Anthony? Yes, but because Mariah's Mariah, she only wants them to shoot from this side.
Yeah.
You
have to coordinate that?
Yes.
Wow, you would think that would be part of stage production's job.
It's stage production, but because I am Mariah's, she's in my ear, and I have to voice it to everybody else. So I know all of her do's and her don'ts, and some of the most more than production knows it as well. But they always come to me to read, just to confirm if it's okay.
Gotcha.
So every okay usually have to go through me, myself, and her manager.
Wow, okay. Well, I'm not going to hold you, Anthony, because I know you got the casting, but I just wanted to thank you.
No problem.
I think it was just very important that at this point in time, since this was happening, and dancers are looking for opportunities, and they want to dance behind stars and things like that, they have to actually knows what it takes. But who better to tell them than someone like yourself who's actually giving the opportunities?
Yeah, it's a process, and I think the more people understand the process of auditioning, the more likely you'll be able to book a job. The more prepared you are, that's showing how professional you are out the gate with the proper headshot and resume, dressed appropriately. You know, you should have your dance shoes, your tap shoes, your high heels, your, you know, everything in the bag or in your car when you come, because you never know what to expect when you come into these castings. So it's, you know, I challenge you guys to do an audition guideline, an audition segment, you know, just so you can keep these dancers well informed.
Got you. Thank you, Anthony, for
No,
your time.
absolutely. Take care, man.
Appreciate you as always, brother.